Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Justin, cool up in that whole host of names you've always heard me talk about. Today, we're going to be talking about something, and I have something queued up here because it's going to be important here in just a moment. This is about the worst retcon in the series of Kingdom Hearts. And if you can't tell by what's queued up here, it's this one scene and what the interview has said about it later on. Now, I'm borrowing this from Will VJ2. I don't know who he is. I'm just borrowing his video, and I hope he doesn't care. But let's watch this real quick. Pretty simple, right? It's the moment where Sora gets his Keyblade. And that is the biggest thing I've ever bitched about the series. Well, one of the biggest things I've ever bitched about the series. And the reason why is because Birth by Sleep essentially says Riku was destined to have a Keyblade because one was bequeathed to him. Kairi was destined to have a Keyblade because one was bequeathed to her. But not Sora. Because Sora was never bequeathed the Keyblade. Which brings us back to a key problem when it comes to, I forget who ran the video. There's a guy who did the bequeathment paradox. And I will say this. The problem is something a little bit more. The Kingdom Key is the only Keyblade besides the Kingdom Key D that you can't really bequeath to another person as far as we can tell. We don't see any other Keyblade wielder outside of the player from Union Cross really change their Keyblade. You have a Keyblade, that's your Keyblade. Same thing is true for, Riku. He was using Way to Dawn, and then once he had Way to Dawn destroyed, he got, Yin Sid made his true Keyblade, which is the car key. I know it's not called the car key, it's what it looks like to me. And Kairi gets her Keyblade, which is 7 Wishes, I think? I forget the name of it. But what if, and this is a big what if, you can't bequeath the Kingdom Keys? I'm not sure if anyone has ever actually asked that question, because Nomura said that or at least I believe Nomura said this. I remember coming up in an interview and me being kind of pissed off about it because it's a stupid retcon. Nomura said that it was supposed to go to Riku, but Riku was shrouded in darkness, blah, 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 blah. And I'm blah, 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 yada, yada, and yeah, I know, I do that. But I think that's a retcon. That way he can do the bequeathment and have this power struggle, post game, once he was 3 games deep. And here's the reason why. If you take a look at Maleficent and Riku in the first game, she's fucking lying to him. Why would she tell him the truth? She's there to kill Sora. Because Sora is the Keyblade wielder. Sorry, they kept calling them Keyblade Masters for some reason. I think it's because they didn't have any idea what they were going to do with Masters and shit like that. But the reality is that the game itself it seems to have a huge problem with this type of thing going on in it. So I've always maintained that that Keyblade was meant for Sora, because Sora is a bastion of light amongst his friends. You have Riku, who is giving into the darkness to be able to leave the world, and Sora's trying to fight against it. It should have gone to Sora. But remember how a moment ago I said that you can't bequeath the Kingdom Key? I think it can be taken from you, though. If someone else who has a stronger heart or stronger heart, and maybe a pure purpose, such as saving Kyrie, I think you could probably take it from him. I don't even think that was like a thing. But you have Maleficent acting like it was always supposed to be his, so he always thinks it's his. It's fucking mental conditioning. That retcon is so fucking annoying to me. And the reason it's annoying is because you strip away the agency of the Keyblade. Every other Keyblade is passed down. The two Keyblades that we don't see that's actually literally passed down is Kingdom Key and Kingdom Key D. Kingdom Key D has to be found in the Realm of Darkness, and Kingdom Key A shows itself and makes itself known to Sora. By retconning it, you act as if Sora's agency and Sora's desires didn't matter. You act as if the Keyblade itself doesn't have a will, and we do see that it has a will. But I just wanted to point that out. I was replaying through the games, and I got to that part, and I'm sitting there back in Hollow Bastion for the first time, and Riku steals the Keyblade from him. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably just strength of heart, nothing else. Because in reality, blah, 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 blah. Everything I've just said. Yes, believe Maleficent, the person who you know is to be lying to you because you're only looking for power. Right on. Have fun. But if you have any thoughts, questions, or additions to this, go ahead and put them down in the comments below. I'll be glad to look at them and answer them as I get time to. Good day. May joy be to you all.